son, kick the shit out of your son, and I wipe my ass with your human rights.
Wow.
No matter what the role, in our eyes, Kate Winslet can really do no wrong. Welcome to MsMojo, and today I'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Kate Winslet performances.
My body is mine, honey. You're a prick.
You know, you'd be better off crying.
You!
For this list, we'll be choosing the roles that display the full range and acting prowess of this Academy Award winner, as opposed to the quality of the films themselves. In other words, we based our choices on those performances that show off this actress at her finest and/or most memorable.
There were new arrivals. New women were arriving all the time, so the old ones had to make room for the new one.
Number 10. Nancy Cowan, Carnage.
Well, we hope it all turns out all right.
One can only hope.
Two sets of parents are forced into an uncomfortable meeting after their children get into a playground fight in this very black comedy. The conversation between the two couples starts off being polite and civil, but eventually devolves into, well, carnage.
When you killed that hamster.
Killed?
Killed.
I killed the hamster?
Yes. You do everything you can to make us feel guilty. You stake out the moral high ground as your own, but you yourself are a murderer.
The acting of the four main characters is really put into focus here, since all the action takes place in one setting, a Brooklyn apartment, on a single day. Kate seems to have a great time portraying Nancy Cowan, the mother of the boy who attacked the other with a stick.
He was right. At least our kid isn't a little wimpy-ass faggot. Yours is a fucking snitch. Let's go, Alan!
Though she starts off seemingly reasonable and cordial, by the film's conclusion she's become increasingly intoxicated, and with it, much more belligerent. Quite the transformation.
Here. This is what I think of your stupid tulips, his flowers.
Number 9. Young Iris Murdoch, Iris.
Meet Miss Murdoch. Iris, my dear, John Bailey, one of the more promising young lecturers in the English school.
Kate received an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress for her portrayal of a younger incarnation of this titular character. Kate's role in this film takes place in a series of flashbacks to the 1950s when Murdoch was a young academic who eventually ends up teaching at Oxford.
Beauty, and all the great moral qualities which we hold in honor. We are moved towards what is good by the faint memory of these forms, simple and calm and blessed.
In stark opposition with her older self in the movie, portrayed by Judi Dench, young Iris is self-confident and charismatic, not to mention sexually bold.
I'm a rather late starter. My brother used to have to tie my shoelaces for me till I was 7. I don't know if...
I do.
In the present day, we see that Iris's life has been sadly altered by Alzheimer's disease, so that vivacious young woman that Winslet plays seems to have been completely lost. But thanks to a performance like this, she's certainly not forgotten.
Just keep tight hold of me and it'll be all right.
You won't keep still!
Number 8. Juliet Hulme, Heavenly Creatures.
Juliet is joining us from St. Margaret, and prior to that you spent some time at Queenswood in the Hawke's Bay.
Long before The Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson co-wrote and directed a crime drama about two murderous teenagers, which also happens to be Kate Winslet's big screen debut. Not only was this Kate's first movie, it was actually the first movie role that she had ever auditioned for. Now that's impressive.
Cheer up. All the best people have bad chests and bone diseases. It's all frightfully romantic.
Based on a true story, Heavenly Creatures sees two young girls befriend one another, and creating an elaborate fantasy world that causes their parents to attempt to end their intense friendship. Winslet's slightly manic sincerity is both frightening and compelling, so it's no surprise that this role jump-started her career. Number 7. Marianne Dashwood, Sense and Sensibility.
Marianne, can you play something else? Mama has been weeping since breakfast.
There's just something about Kate Winslet that makes her seem like a shoo-in to act in a Jane Austen adaptation. She looks like she was meant to live in earlier centuries. In this 1995 version of Sense and Sensibility, Kate plays Marianne, the second and more impulsive of the doomed Dashwood sisters.
There's some blue sky. Let us chase it. I'm not supposed to run.
In the novel, Marianne is honestly kind of insufferable, but Kate's endearing portrayal of her as a dewy-eyed romantic makes her a much more sympathetic figure. Winslet's work in this movie garnered her critical acclaim as well as her first Academy Award nomination.
Willoughby.
Number 6. Joanna Hoffman, Steve Jobs.
Joanna.
20,000 a month
Look,
after that. I'm begging.
those are the forecasts.
This is my field. I'm begging you to manage expectations out there.
In the much-talked-about biopic about the infamous Apple CEO, Kate plays the feisty marketing executive who acts as the moral compass for the titular Steve Jobs.
It's a small girl who believes you're her father. That's all. That's all the math there is. She believes it. What are you going to do about that?
You wouldn't imagine an A-list actress like Kate Winslet having to beg for a role, but she pulled out all the stops to be cast as Joanna Hoffman, going as far as buying a wig and sending a photo of herself to the film's director to prove she could look like the real-life Joanna.
Well, we knew that what we were creating was basically the clay from which everything else was going to spring.
Kate pulls off Joanna's Polish accent perfectly, all while keeping up with Aaron Sorkin's signature rapid-fire dialogue.
Fix it.
What the?
Fix it, Steve.
Take it easy.
Fix it, or I quit. How about that? I quit and you never see me again. How about that?
And in case you were wondering, yes, she was nominated for an Oscar for this one too.
But what you make isn't supposed to be the best part of you. When you're a father, that's what's supposed to be the best part of you. And it's caused me 2 decades of agony, Steve, that it is for you. The worst.
Number 5, Sarah Pierce, Little Children.
I couldn't help noticing your stroller. Do you have another child?
No, just Aaron. Got that at a yard sale. Extra seat comes in handy for the bear, though.
Sarah Pierce is overeducated and underwhelmed with her role as a wife and stay-at-home mother. She had been working towards a doctorate degree before leaving the world of academia behind to marry her husband.
I'm not in advertising, I'm in branding. And that's very different.
Stuck in a suburb of Boston and totally unsatisfied with her life, she's understandably pretty pissed when she realizes that her husband is addicted to internet porn.
We almost finished there, because I'd really like to go for my walk.
With her marriage falling apart, Sarah decides to say carpe diem and starts an affair with one of the neighborhood dads. In this drama, Kate is in fine form playing the irreverent Sarah, and makes the audience sympathize with her character despite the moral gray area she finds herself in. Number 4, April Wheeler, Revolutionary Road.
So what do you do?
I'm studying to be an actress. You?
I'm a longshoreman.
When we said we wanted to see Kate and Leo together again, we really didn't picture it happening like this. She steps into the shoes of yet another dissatisfied housewife, but this time, one living in the 1950s.
Just because you got me safely in this little trap, you think you can bully me into feeling whatever you want me to feel?
In a trap!
Yes,
You
yes,
in a trap!
Me,
Jesus
Frank,
Christ!
Me!
This is one of those movies that gives actors the chance to put their entire range of acting ability on display. Both Kate and Leo make you feel just as claustrophobic as they do in their monotonous lives, while we watch their marriage unravel.
The only reason we moved out here was because I got pregnant. Then we had another child to prove the first one wasn't a mistake. I mean, how long does it go on?
The romantic drama will undoubtedly leave you feeling hollow and utterly pessimistic about love. But while that may be unpleasant to think about, the fact that it can be conveyed so powerfully is a testament to Kate's talents as an actress.
If black could be made into white by talking, you'd be the man for the job!
Number 3, Hannah Schmitz, The Reader.
Read to me first, kid. Then we make love.
We loved her as heroines of period dramas, as well as suburban women suffering from midlife crises. But how about as a former Nazi prison guard with a taste for men many years her junior?
So that's why you came back.
The Reader looks at what happens to the generation of Germans who lived post-World War II, and how one man reconciles himself with the acts that his former lover performed during the Holocaust.
The Odyssey by Homer. Sing to me of the man, Muse.
The man of twists and turns.
Kate plays the strong and passionate Hannah Schmitz, who is hiding more than one major secret. Her German accent in English is spot on, and her performance is so incredible that we can't help but feel for Hannah when her lifelong secret is revealed.
The court finds guilty the defendant Hannah Schmitz of murder in 300 cases.
No wonder she took home an Academy Award for this one.
Take care, kid.
You too. I'll see you next week.
Number 2, Clementine Krasinski, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Hi.
Sorry?
I just said hi.
We could never erase Joel and Clementine from our memories. Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet are an unlikely pair to act in a romantic movie together, but it turns out just right in this cult classic in which a couple uses new technology to erase their memories of one another.
Just focus on the memories. Patrick, do me a favor.
Hey, Patrick, do me a favor, will you?
Yeah.
Can you, check the voltage regulator? What do we got there?
Clementine may at first seem like your typical manic pixie dream girl. She's even got the quirky personality, spontaneous nature, and ever-changing hair dye to prove it. But as the film progresses, we see that Clementine is in fact a very real and very flawed character.
Too many guys think I'm a concept, or I complete them, or I'm gonna make them alive. But I'm just a f***ed up girl who's looking for my own peace of mind. Don't assign me yours.
I remember that speech really well.
It's a role the likes of which only Kate Winslet's acting range could bring to life so convincingly.
And I'll get bored with you and feel trapped because that's what happens with me.
Okay.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
It's over. This twisted, toxic thing between us is finally finished.
Hey, are you alone?
I've definitely infected other people.
You don't know that yet.
What should I do?
Well, I want you to stay in your room, and I'll call the people at the health department. I'll tell them that you're there. Aaron, you're gonna be okay.
No, I know.
There's fennel for you. And Columbine's. Through for you. Here's some for me.
My wish is that life should go on as normal. So, I'll have the examination. And I'll take whatever medications they advise. But I don't want to know what they're for.
Number 1. Rose DeWitt Bukater, Titanic. Can you picture anyone else playing this iconic role? In our humble opinion, the movie would straight up not have worked with some well-known A-lister playing the leading lady.
Stay back. Don't come any closer.
Come on. Just give me your hand. I'll pull you back over.
No! Stay where you are. I mean it. I'll let go.
In 1997, Kate was a fresh face and far from the household name she is today. Rose changed a lot in the few short days the Titanic sailed, and this gave Kate the opportunity to portray the constantly evolving character, which included everything from haughty and defiant to vulnerable and desperate.
All right. Open your eyes.
I'm flying.
Her turn as Rose in this epic romantic blockbuster is definitely Kate's most memorable role, making it an easy choice for our number 1 pick. We'll never let go, Kate.
I will never let go, Jack. I'll never let go.
Do you agree with our list?
I'm not telling.
What's your favorite Kate Winslet role?
Don't give them a reason to say to the press you have a chip on your shoulder. Will you do that for me?
I don't have a chip on my shoulder.
Okay. But don't give them a reason to say you do.
For more impeccably acted top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.
Can't I even get away from you in the woods?
April, listen, I didn't mean that. Honestly, I didn't mean what I said.
Still talking? Isn't there any way to stop your talking?